Now we're going to do some shoulder rotations. That's going to be specific to your glenohumeral joint, which is just your humerus attached into your socket here. We're just doing some of these rotations. As we found from your assessment, you have a challenging time bringing your arm behind your head. So we want to first, and so with this first part of what we're working on is you just bringing awareness to these joints. You being able to feel where the joint moving with no other joint moving, but also feeling the muscles that actually do that exercise. We started with the scapulus, feeling all those back muscles. This one is going to be specifically for your shoulder joint. So just like I talked about, we're going to radiate tension, so nothing else moves at 40% for our first week. Your arm's going to be at this 90-degree angle, and the motion is going to be rotating down. You'll find your end range. You'll pause for 2 count. 1, 2. You'll rotate back. Pause for 2. 1, 2. You're going to do these one at a time. Big thing for the setup. 90-degree here is what we want. It doesn't necessarily need to be parallel to the shoulder. So meaning if I look from the side, you don't necessarily have to have it lined up. It can be down here and it could be forward as well. And as I talked about in our assessment, you can do this motion all different ways of where your elbow is, and you should be able to. We're just going to keep it real simple and just kind of off to the side. I want it in a comfortable position, so then you can just work on feeling the movement. So again, find a position where it's comfortable. All we're gonna do is radiate 40% of tension, and we're gonna find our end range. So we're gonna create 40% tension, and then we're gonna rotate our forearm and wrist down. And we're gonna pause, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000. And then we'll do the same thing to the back, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000. Where the magic and really what we want to happen is your awareness. So when you're going down, we want to feel right in the underside of our bicep. All this stuff here, not just the muscles, the tendons, the ligaments, the fascia, all this tissue here should be able to feel like it's engaged, because that's really what helps us rotate down. So I feel the underside of my bicep into that armpit, I feel that. That's what we want to focus on. When I come to the back side, the reverse into external rotation, we're going to feel it on the back of our arm, right around that tricep, but right where that shoulder meets. That's where we want to put the awareness, feeling it there. Pausing, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000. And we're going to go back and forth, pausing for a couple counts at each of those end range. And for you, really putting your mind into those muscles and into that tissue and really trying to feel where that lives. The radiating tension at 40% is really going to help you, because then you're not compensating. And we talked about the compensation being, if I try to go down further, my shoulder blade comes up. Well, you know the shoulder blade now that you moved a little bit, that shouldn't move at all. All the movement lives here. So that's going to be the biggest compensation, is moving that shoulder blade and not moving the joint. Radiating tension will help with that. Take your time on these. These are going to take a little bit of time to bring that awareness, but once you get it, as your weeks progress, you're going to add more tension and you're going to feel stronger in the motion, because now you're going to really not only be aware, but you can facilitate the movement from where you want it to be. Once we have that, we'll move on to phase 2, where we really start expanding that range of motion. So give that a shot. As always, let me know if you have any questions.